All right, just taking a quick look at this new A6 and the S6. We'll take a look at that as well. Yeah, so it's an even number. So what does that mean? It actually means a lot now because Audi, they've kind of changed up their whole way of naming things. If it's even number, it's going to be all electric. So, you know, the typical ICE versions, they're going to be an odd number. So this is actually quite exciting because, you know, if you've been waiting for Audi to kind of get serious about EVs, this is this is it. This is it. This is a large vehicle, by the way. It's pretty tall, you know, for a sedan. So, you know, of course, this is going to give you more room inside, especially because, you know, guess what? It's an EV, isn't it? So there's a huge battery pack down here. So a lot of times, you know, if you try to make this, you know, if you try to make the roof height like a normal sedan, you're not going to have a whole lot of headroom. And especially the people in the back, you get that effect where their knees are like up like this, right? So, yeah, you know, basically the roof is a little bit higher than normal so that you get the same comfort, the same kind of passenger volume you would typically have in any of the older A6 models. So, and what they've done is, check this out. You get this black trim piece that runs at the lower part of the doors here. And what does this do? It just kind of helps break up the mass of the side of this vehicle. So yeah, you know, if it didn't have that, this thing would look a lot bigger to you, to your eye. It would just, it would look like a really tall car, and that's not really the look you want in a performance sedan. So that kind of, yeah, that just kind of solves the problem. And then the other thing you notice here too is, yeah, this is a very aerodynamic shape, isn't it? In fact, guess what? They say that this new A6 is the most aerodynamic car in the whole VW group. So they've optimized everything here, you know, not just the styling, but yeah, underneath as well. Guess what? It's only a 0.21 drag coefficient. So that's very good, very slippery. And then, I don't know, this is the one thing I really don't like about this design. They have these illuminated rings, the badge in the back. To me, I've seen this on some Volkswagens driving around. It looks cheap. It looks tacky. And then the last thing that you're probably wondering, looking at the sloped rear end on this thing, is it a liftback? It is. It is a liftback. Well, they're calling it a sportback. So yeah, this is awesome, you know, because think about it. You don't need to buy that SUV now, basically, do you? And now you can get this thing with a panoramic roof, although this is weird. This is weird. So when I first saw this picture, I thought, is this like, you know, like a frame rate issue, you know, with cameras? I thought that's what it was, because, you know, it has this like, it's, you know, supposedly they say, you know, you can make this glass opaque with the push of a button, or you can make it transparent. Or that's what, I mean, that's what they say. So I don't know how that technology works, but I thought, yeah, I don't know. What happens if you try to take a picture, you know, with the camera? I don't know. I thought maybe you might get this effect. But guess what? Then I saw this picture here. What is this? I guess that's the design. So it's not either opaque or transparent. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what they were going for with this look. Let me know. Let me know if you guys, I don't know, if anyone can explain this. And now let's talk about the S6. So yeah, for the S models, you're going to have this emphasis on the air curtains. This is the little duct here in the corner that reduces drag over the front wheels. So they kind of emphasize this with the silver trim. And of course, you're going to get larger wheels. And actually this design really works with these kind of silver accents, especially on a darker colored car. On the rear end here, we get this like diffuser treatment. It's not really a diffuser. It's just like they wanted to throw in that kind of, it's like those vertical strakes that diffusers have, but it's not really there. It's just a design element, but it, you know, it does look cool. And since we know they optimized, you know, the aerodynamics underneath this thing, I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? And then, by the way, here's that picture. This is the one picture out of all the pictures they dropped where the rear rings aren't illuminated. Now, for performance, guess what? Yeah, the S6, it's going to be about 500 horsepower. So that's actually a significant bump over the A6, which is only about 360 horsepower. Now, the big difference here is the A6 is actually only rear-wheel drive, whereas the S6, you're going to get the additional front motor. So it's going to be, Quattro. And the range should be very good as well, right? With these incredible aerodynamics, especially if you're doing just like a highway trip, a road trip. Yeah, it should be good. Now, you might be wondering too, because everybody wants to know with an EV, does it have a frunk? I don't know if you could consider this a frunk.